Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cass and today I'm bringing you a massive book haul. Now it has been quite some time since I've done a book haul, so this book haul is from like end of summer to now, which is why I have so many books that I have bought. I'm not that unhinged to pretend like I've bought all of these books within like 1 month, okay? That would be a little bit out of hand. I do have about 20-ish books that I'm going to be discussing, and I'm going to start grabbing off of this stack to bring Mr. Norman down a little bit. So, stay. Alright, starting with Bookshops and Bone Dust. And the nice thing about this book haul is the fact that I've actually read a lot of these books. I read Legends and Lattes, absolutely loved it at the beginning of this year, so I picked up Bookshops and Bone Dust. I have read this and I do have a vlog in which I do read this and share my thoughts. In this book we're following Viv, who is a mercenary who was kind of put out of commission because of a javelin through the thigh, and so she settles down in this town called Merk to heal up, and in the meantime she meets a bunch of people, renovates a bookshop, you know, very cozy, very fantasy. We're gonna move on. Oh my god. Next, I bought these from half price. We have Escaping from Houdini and Capturing the Devil. This is on here, it's like sticky notes because I took off the half price label, and for the first time ever it left this god-awful sticky residue on both of these books. I just didn't put anything on this one because they were stacked on top of each other and I really don't care because the back of this one's already damaged, but that is this obnoxiously neon yellow that I have placed upon this book. This is books 3 and 4 of Carrie Maniscalco's Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I'm really eager to pick these up. I haven't yet. I don't know when this video is being posted. I'm filming a lot of videos early because if you don't know, I got a job as a flight attendant, and so throughout the course of January and February I'll be in training, so we're filming these videos really early, so I don't know if I've actually read these by now, but I do want to pick them up before the end of 2023. We'll see. We have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I am really eager to be picking this up. I think it'll be really fun. It's a enemies to lovers in which our two main characters end up writing letters to each other, but they don't actually know who they're corresponding to. So I think that's a super fun concept. There's gods at war. Sounds super duper fun. Next, I picked up this illustrated edition of Assassin's Apprentice. It's got some pretty illustrations in here. I do really enjoy the art style, and I wish I enjoyed the book as much as I loved the art style. This was my very first Robin Hobb book, and I do plan on continuing the Farseer trilogy, however, just not yet. But I will probably be picking up the other illustrated editions because they are absolutely stunning. I love, like, the foiling on here. It's so shiny, and then even on the back, like, the illustrations that are on there is absolutely stunning. This is a coming of age story. We're following an assassin who is an assassin apprentice. Wouldn't you know it? I think for me, Robin Hobb has potential. I'm not saying that she hasn't already proved herself tenfold in the fantasy writing world. However, for me, this just wasn't my favorite writing style, and I'm not sure if it was because I forced myself to read it because this was a Wyverns and Words book that I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. However, like I mentioned, I probably will continue the series. But I love these editions. They're so pretty. The next one has a ship on the cover. I'm so ready to buy that one. Norman's stack has gotten a quite bit smaller already. But next we have Big Panda and Tiny Dragon by James Norbury. This is just a cute little illustrated book. It's got some stunning artwork. Y'all, it's so cute. Look at these illustrations. I love it so much, and I picked this up at Target. They were having a buy two get one free, and I wasn't going to buy any books, but then I saw this book and I was like, this is a need, not a want. I just think it's so adorable. We're following this tiny dragon and this big panda as they travel through the seasons. What a concept, what an execution. Like I said, the art style I'm absolutely obsessed with. Next, I picked up A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. I would have loved to get the Barnes & Noble exclusive editions of these books. I think they're absolutely stunning considering, like, the spine color is the color of the entire book. However, I already have the first and second book in this trilogy in just the regular covers, and honestly, I wasn't that impressed by this series to elicit, you know, buying pretty editions for it and spending that extra money. So I'm pretty content with this book. I'm really excited to get my shelves back and have it on like a little pink shelf because it's so precious, it's so cute. As for the contents of the book, this is the third and final book in the Curse for True Love series. I enjoyed it, but I understand why a lot of people had its problems. We follow Evangeline and Jax, but we really don't get enough Jax in this book, in my opinion. But obviously I'm not going to go too into it because, like I said, it's the third book in the trilogy. Next we have my favorite book of 2023, and that is Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I want this book in all the pretty editions, but I have stuck with just starting with this one. I really want the editions that people got if they signed on the Kickstarter for these secret novel projects. It's a need, not a want. I'm just waiting for the opportune time to snatch them up. But this cover is okay, but it looks like she's holding a cell phone and not a bug, okay? Look, it literally looks like she's holding a phone. She's holding a mug, not a phone, but that's what it looks like. Like I said, this was my absolute favorite book of 2023. Recommend it to everyone. Please pick this up, get your hands on it. It has so many just beautiful lines that Brandon Sanderson just plops down in front of you, making you question your entire life. It has these stunning characters, and our main character Tress just develops to become such a badass and so strong and independent. And the book takes place on a boat for a big chunk of it. And I love my books with boats. Next we have The Legacy of Yang Chen by F.C. Yee. This is the fourth book in the Avatar The Last Airbender series. I don't know if it has a different series name, but this is the fourth book. I have read the first book. I haven't picked up The Shadow of Kyoshi. I haven't picked up The Dawn of Yang Chen, but I think we're getting a new Avatar in this book because, like, from the cover we have here, like, that's probably the next Avatar. And I really, really love these books. I just haven't found the right time to sit down and dive back into them. I think I can probably read it like 2 and 2, considering we follow different avatars, but F.C. Yee does an excellent job from the first book that I've read, The Rise of Kyoshi. F.C. Yee does an excellent job of transporting you into the already existing Avatar universe, especially with his descriptions of the places. You can truly picture, like, the anime essence and the environment of Avatar. I actually recently met the voice actors for Mei, Suki, and Ty Lee, and I actually had them sign like this little card here. So yeah, I absolutely love the Avatar series, and I'm probably going to enjoy the series when I finally get around to picking it up. I don't know how many books this series is going to have, but I hope we get to learn about as many Avatars as they let F.C. write, because like I said, their writing is very stunning, very spectacular. So I don't think this will be a disappointment. I wasn't going to buy this book, but like I mentioned earlier, Target was having their 2-for-1 sale, so this was the last book that I picked up. Next, we have a mass market paperback. Y'all have to let me know if you like mass markets or not, because I actually love them, especially for long books. They're so fun. So I picked up Ender's Shadow on a whim. I was at Half Price Book with one of my friends, and I wasn't looking to buy anything, but this caught my eye. I remembered I wanted to read it, and then I bought it, and I did the absolute unthinkable. I read it the same day that I bought it. I literally bought it, went home, and read it. Isn't that crazy? Does that ever happen? No. I had so much fun with this book, and I love my tiny little mass market paperbacks. They're so cute. I love them more than big floppy hardcovers. I actually don't like big floppy hardcovers. They've grown on me a little bit. Originally I used to despise them. Now it's like a mild dislike, but man, you can't go wrong with a mass market. This cover is also so cute. Look at Bean in the corner. Look how tiny that little man is. He's so small. Why is my camera not focusing? Hello? Look at Bean, he's so small. I love him. I did love this book. I did give it a 5-star, and it did in fact make it on my honorable mention list of my favorite books in 2023. I will be continuing the Ender's Shadow series in the new year, and I hope that I love it as much as I love that book. Circling back once again to my Target 2-for-1, this was the second book that I had picked up for my, buy 2 get 1 free. This is The Narrow Road Between Desires by Patrick Rothfuss. I know the controversy surrounding Patrick Rothfuss, okay? I know that he has not released the third book, Doors of Stone, in 12 years, I think it has been. And I know this is just a rewrite of an already existing book called The Lightning Tree. However, I love Patrick Rothfuss's writing, and really I could care less about what he does in his free time. If we never get a third book, we never get a third book, okay? I love The Name of the Wind, and I love The Wise Man's Fear, and I will be happy rereading those for many years to come. And there's so many other books that I can read as well by authors that I love. Brandon Sanderson has an entire backlog that is going to take me forever to get through. So like, I got plenty to read. But I love Patrick Rothfuss's writing, and we follow the character Bast, who was a very intriguing character, very fun in my opinion, even with his the who he is, I guess I should say, in vague senses. I am really curious to pick this up. This does have illustrations as well, which is so sorry, I just flipped to this one. So do with that what you will. I'm not like a huge fan of the art style. However, I love the fact that it does have illustrations, and the end pages are also really cool. Let's get his author pick out of here, because like his author pick, low-key though, kind of scary. Anyways. And underneath the dust jacket, it also has, oh my god, can you even see that? Like the purple, it just says The Narrow Road Between Desires, but it's a really, really pretty purple. This book was so expensive for this itty bitty thing. It was over, it cost more than some other hardbacks, like full-length novels that I bought. But because Tarte was having that buy two, get one free, I was like, well, technically it's way cheaper. Whatever, we're moving on. Next we have good old JLA, A Soul of Ash and Blood. I buddy read the series with my friend, and this was the newest release. This is a really heavy book, honestly. This is a whopping 600 pages, 2 pages short of 600 pages, actually, if we're gonna get specific. It's 598. And this is literally just a retelling of the first book from a different POV. But this is the 5th book in the series, so it kind of makes no sense. And the way that they introduce going back in time is so silly. Oh, what a silly, goofy time that JLA is having. But you know, I bought it. This feels very cash grabby, considering it's literally just a retelling. But I bought it before I even knew it was a retelling. I probably would have anyways, because like I said, I buddy read this with a friend. Yeah, I have fallen out of love with Blood and Ash series. I enjoyed it in the beginning-ish. I have happy memories associated with this series because I read it with my friend, but sometimes I just wonder what's going on with JLA. How did we get here? What's going on? But I will say these do look really nice on the bookshelves next to each other. Even though these books are shorter and they have to get their own damn section of my shelf, they look nice. I love it. I can't wait till I can put them all together. See like how far I've fallen down the JLA. For an author that I don't really like, I sure do own a lot of her books. Then we have Checkinmage by Ellie Hazelwood. This is Ellie Hazelwood's newest release. And y'all, even if I wasn't a hardcore Ellie Hazelwood fan like I am, I would have picked this up because look at this cover. They're so cute. The covers, the colors. The cover and the colors. It's so pretty. I love, also they have little like chess doodles throughout the books and throughout the sections and chapters, and I love good illustrations found within my books. It's actually pretty floppy too, for those that care about floppiness. This was another one of my favorite books of 2023. It's so cute. I love it. Going through all of these books, I actually have read like a lot more than I thought. So maybe my book buying is justified, right? Because if I'm reading the books that I'm buying, that's a good thing. And the percentage seems pretty decent. We have another romance book, which is The Long Game by Elena Armas. I did read this one when it came out, and I will say I was pretty bored throughout it, unfortunately. I think I got like an average 3 stars, 3.5 maybe? I don't really remember. I don't really remember anything that goes down in this book, to be honest. I really need to reread The Spanish Love Deception to remind myself that I did enjoy that book, because the 2 books that Elena Armas has released after The Spanish Love Deception have not been hitting. But, you know, we're just gonna keep giving her a try until she hits the mark again, I guess. I think this cover is also very aggressively mint, but thank goodness most romance books have these obnoxious colors on them because it'll fit right in, you know? Subtlety is out with this book. Then I scored some absolute gem of some finds at half price. We have Heartstopper Volume 2 and Volume 3. I absolutely love Nick and Charlie's cute little graphic novel series. I am missing Volume 4 and Volume 5, but Volume 5 was a recent release, so like that's justified. The fact that I found these in such pristine conditions as well makes me so happy. I absolutely love these. I do wish they were the size of like other novels, for they would, you know, fit in a little bit better on my romance shelf, but it is what it is. Kind of due for a reread pretty soon here, I think. Alright, we are reaching close to the end of my little stack here, but there's some other books that I'll pop up on the screen that I just haven't received yet. But we also have a German edition of Fourth Wing. Do I speak German? 9. Do I love the Under the Dust Jacket cover so much? Da. Is that yes in German? I feel like that's wrong. I don't know. Like I said, I don't speak German. Yeah, this cover was too stunning to pass up. And I also have Iron Flame, the German edition, on its way here because I'm an absolute sucker. I did buy the one with sprayed edges, We'll see if I actually get the sprayed edges delivered though, because I know there was a big problem with people ordering this book and not getting the sprayed edges. I don't really care. I love it for the cover. Like the lightning, are you kidding me? It's so pretty. Even if I despise the rest of Fourth Wing, I think having a shelf just full of these dragon covers will be absolutely stunning. The next two books are, I have too many editions of a book that I didn't really love, but you know, dragons, I love dragons, so it's fine. So we have Iron Flame. I went to a midnight release party with my sister, and this is the book that we got. It is just the Barnes & Noble's edition. I don't know if there's like exclusivity with this one. It has sprayed black edges, which honestly, I don't know why they're such like a lucrative thing. Like the sprayed edges without the dragons on the spine, because Fourth Wing, I get why everyone wanted it, because it was like really pretty, like dragons in the spine, really cool. But like, why are people reselling these books for so much money? For just like plain black sprayed edges? I personally don't understand, especially since I bought like Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. They have black sprayed edges and red sprayed edges. And they were just like an average hardcover price back when I bought them, and they're not being resold for anything crazy. I'm like, y'all, you can just spray your own edges black. It's not like you have to like do some complicated stencil work like the first book. Like it's just black edges. But I did buy this because I went to the party, so I needed to reserve a copy of the book. And then we also have the Waterstones edition of Iron Flame here. If it would focus on the spot, I think it's focusing on Norman. Norman, can you not take the spotlight, sir? I do have Fourth Wing Waterstones edition on its way. I just really, really love the spines of the Waterstone edition, and I can't wait, like I said, to have my shelves and have them all out-facing. Depending on how the rest of the series goes, I'm gonna have to probably pick and choose what editions that I buy, because quite frankly, I don't need 3 editions of a series that I'm not exactly like head over heels about. I did really, really love Fourth Wing, and I love dragon aesthetic things, I love fantasy things, but I just don't know if I can justify 3 editions. So next year, we'll see what happens with the release of the 3rd book. Here's the problem. I'm not thrilled with like the cover of this book. Like the spine is really pretty, but the one color orange that's like this weird like sickly orange, I'm just not thrilled with. But like I said, the spine is stunning, so I guess it makes up for it. I don't know. And then we have, let's see, if I have Waterstones, the German edition, the regular sprayed edge. It's my 4th damn copy of Fourth Wing. Now that I've had these like all side by side and like I have to tell the internet that look how many copies I have of the same damn book, it's getting a little embarrassing. This is my 4th damn copy of Fourth Wing, and I was so mad about this book because I thought the exclusive chapters were gonna be something good, and it wasn't. The exclusive chapters were literal garbage. I was so upset, and you can probably find the lovely people that just type up the PDFs or like take pictures and post them. That's how I read all the different epilogues for A Curse for True Love, was just finding a PDF. And that's something that I think is actually like really annoying about where the publishing industry is going with special editions of books. Like I love special editions. Some other ones that I have on the way are The Name of the Wind and the Wise Man's Fear by Gonzalez Emporium, I think. They don't actually ship to the US, but man, did I figure out a way to get my hands on them regardless. And I also have the After Light Well Met series on the way because I absolutely love these books and I love these characters, and the art style is absolutely stunning. But I really hate how the publishing industry feels very like fast fashion-y with like special editions and expecting consumers to buy like 7 editions of one book just for you can read all of the content that is provided. And honestly, I think the main thing that really kicked it off was Sarah J Maas, and I don't think that was necessarily like her fault entirely. It could have been like the different companies just being like, hey, you can make a lot more money doing this, and we can make a lot more money doing this, and we'll give you a better deal if you do this. Because there's like the regular edition, then there's like Target, Barnes & Noble, Waterstone, LitJoy, Owl Crate, Illumicrate. And I think the consumption of books is becoming like kind of extreme. Like I know I can't say much because like I said, I do have 4 copies of the same book, and I did spend quite a bit of money on those copies, but I try to limit the amount of special editions that I buy to books that I really, really love, which is why I was reflecting kind of on like the Fourth Wing situation. Yes, I really love dragons, and yes, I did enjoy the series, but to buy that many editions, and it's because it's also like the scarcity aspect of it, right? They're exclusive editions. You can get them for like 30 bucks, but then if you want them later on, they're reselling for like $250, $300. Either you snatch them up when they're cheap, or you lose out the opportunity unless you have like that amount of disposable income, which not a lot of people do. And I have only spent a astronomical amount of money on a book once, and then upon reflection after buying that book, I was like, ooh, you know, the payoff wasn't really worth it. Yes, it's a cool book, but man, did I not have to spend that amount of money on it. Just bear that in mind with your book consumption. You don't always have to have the newest releases with all the really, really pretty covers. Typically when I buy special editions, it's when I know I love the book. Like I said, The Name of the Wind, Wiseman's Fear, I was drooling, literally drooling when I saw these covers. I was like, I need it, I want it, I love it. And the same with the Well Met series. I've already reread that series twice in 1 year, within months apart of each other. And the covers were absolutely spectacular, couldn't pass them up. And I'm not trying to shame anyone that picks out special editions either. I want to make that abundantly clear. You can spend your money how you want to spend your money, but I just love doing like a little bit of reflection, being like, okay, how is my book buying? How are we spending our money? Are we reading the books that we're actually buying? Or are you just buying special editions? Which there's no shame. Like I said, book buying and book reading are two different hobbies. Borrow books from your library, y'all. You can save so much money, and then you don't have stacks and stacks of books around your room like I do. But thank y'all so much for watching. Sorry about that little tangent at the end there, but they're just things that I've been thinking about. Please remember that you do not need to own a gajillion books or special editions to consider yourself a reader. And I only did this book haul just to share some books that I've read recently and books that I really enjoyed, and I love sharing pretty covers because I'm an artist myself. Like, how could I not, right? And there's no shame in not having books, which is such a weird thing that we're like shaming people for not having like aesthetic bookshelves and all that. I don't know. Tangent over. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know your favorite special edition you've ever bought, or if you've ever bought any special editions, because I want to go and look up pretty covers. Or if you haven't bought any special editions, please let me know just like your favorite book cover design you've ever seen, okay? Mine are these. I love them so much. I literally am gonna cry when I get them in person. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Toodles!